At Edgar Street by Tim Harris after the defeat to Southport. What are your reflections on the last few weeks? Because I never thought I'd be talking to you with Hereford in, well, bottom two.
I think it's just frustrating for everybody involved in the club, and we've seen the fans' reaction tonight and Saturday, and it's certainly not what we envisaged when we come in. I mean, I'm not going to stand here and make excuses left, right and centre about anything, because we've just got to take it on the chin, we've got to deal with it, and we've got to just try and get this club winning football matches. Easier said than done, as Mark said, when you lose players. But if we talk about some of the instances that have gone on, in terms of on the pitch with some of the games that we've played, then there are some justifications. But the way that the fans feel at this present moment in time, there's nowhere to go. And whilst I'm pretty confident that we can bring one or two more experienced players in, that is what we desperately need, because you've all seen the last few games, and the quality of some of the opposition, some of the experience and the strength of the players, we're lacking that a little bit. And we've had a fair share of injuries. It was great to see Mike Simons back on the pitch today, because he is a presence, he's a physical presence, he gives us a platform to go forward to. But I don't want to stand here and start talking about the football, because at the end of the day, we've got to win football matches, and nothing's going to please the fans, no matter what I say or what I do, unless we win football matches.
What's the missing ingredient then, do you feel?
Again, I don't want this to be taken in the wrong context. But I think that, we could do with a little bit of luck. We could do with someone coming off someone's backside and, someone getting sent off, or us getting a penalty. But again, the more you go into it, then the more the fans will be looking at me and saying, look, Tim, it's nothing but excuses, because it's all about results. And we've got to stay strong. We've got to hold our heads up. We've got to take the flak, and we've got to move on.
So these changes that you want to bring in, the players that you want to bring in, are we saying you've got to wait until January, or can you still make these changes immediately? Are the board giving you the money to be able to bring those players in?
Well, the board's got limited resources in terms of what they want to do this season, and we're under no illusions what that is. So we've got to try and juggle, and we've got to try and make some changes, because invariably it's not good enough. And I know I'm stating the obvious, but it isn't good enough. And we either sit here and crumble, or we stand strong, and that's what we've got to do.
Because that's the danger, isn't it? 2 consecutive defeats against teams at the bottom. Somehow you've got to pick these players up. How are you going to do it?
Yeah, and that's down to Mark and to Will to get those players. But at the moment, the players are feeling really sort of sorry for themselves, and they're down. And when they're in that situation, they don't do what a normal game. I heard Mark's interview just now, and Mark was saying, we've got to take that pressure off them. Mark has, Will has, and so is myself, because at the end of the day, we need them performing to their best of their ability.
How do you transform that to get them a little bit more exuberant in the final third? Because I don't think Dan Hanford had a shot to save tonight.
Well, he picked one out of the back of the net from George Lloyd, that we've looked back on it, and he was onside. So, but again, you're right, we need to have having Mike Simons up there may just give us that platform in that final third, so we've got to look at all areas of it, to be totally honest with you.
Okay, thanks for your time.
My pleasure.
That's great.